we're talking about flying cars. You ready? I know you're ready to do
Yes.
this.
I mean, but here's the thing, though.
What?
I will say that since I was a kid, I've seen headlines or news reports that there is a flying car
Don't
right
hate on
around
flying
the corner.
cars. Are you hating on flying
No,
cars?
I love flying cars. It just seems
Okay.
like they never actually come true.
Well, our next guest has actually been out there flying cars, so let's get into it. With us is the CEO of Doroni Aerospace, Doron Merdinger. He is the CEO, and he is joining us from Pompano, right?
Pompano Beach.
Pompano Beach, Florida. It sounded funny to me. Sorry, it's a Monday brain. Nice to have you here with us. Doron, tell us a little bit about your company and tell us about the H1.
Hey, Carol. Hey, Matt. Thank you for having me here. So we basically, Doroni Aerospace started back in 2016. We basically created a flying car. This is the definition. Essentially, it's an eVTOL, electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle. It's all electric, personal use for a two-seater, and you can park at home and charge at home. It's very easy and intuitive and safe to use. So essentially, I flew it on last Monday, and even today. It's very exciting times that we are.
So you're not, I mean, like some random inventor from the 1950s who's just attached wings and a propeller to an old car. You are, you were in the Israeli Air Force, served Air Force intelligence in Israel. You went and got your MBA at the NYU Stern School of Business. So you're a serious man here. How likely is it that I will have the opportunity to buy and operate a flying car in my lifetime?
Well, first of all, we're already doing it here. I mean, it's already happening. It's some of the futuristic movies are showing jet engines, but we are doing it with propellers, electric autopilot system. So the target for us is to we already have over 300 requests for pre-orders to start delivering by 2025. So it's pretty close. And if you look at what's going on in this market, it's divided into three main segments. The biggest one of this eVTOL is called flying car, belongs to Air Taxi. So it's a ride-sharing service, and they are already out there. They claim that they're going to be the first one by 2024. And our vehicle is less complicated and in terms of certification and use. So we expect that it should be in line with that as well. So very soon.
Well, but there's always regulatory oversight, and I'm just thinking about these crowded spots. Like I'm assuming the demand will be.
Like I want to fly into Manhattan.
Well, the demand will be in big cities, but it's pretty crowded up in the air. So how does that work?
Yeah, so the goal for us is not immediately is not to go into main cities like New York, Boston, Chicago. This is really not where we want to fly at this point. There's enough space to fly everywhere around the U.S., suburban area and outside. It's so beautiful outside and less congested. So as far as being crowded, we're not flying at an altitude of like 30,000 feet like a regular aircraft. What we're doing is a couple of hundred feet like a drone. This is the comfortable zone for us. And, the whole idea is not just to get from point A to point B, but the whole idea is to enjoy nature. And you can do that. So it's not crowded. It will take a lot of time until that becomes crowded. This is a myth that people, were asking, it'll be crowded, but it will take a long time for it to happen. If it will happen, I don't know. But
so it does look like fun and an amazing way to see nature. I think that's laudable to do it for that reason rather than, reducing congestion or whatever. Describe to us your vehicle, because a lot of our listeners are on radio and can't see the picture behind you. It looks like you've got, 4 props, main propulsion systems. How's it work?
So first of all, they can go into our website, doroni.io, and they can see a lot of information there. As far as the way it works, we have altogether 10 motors. So we have 4 ducts, and this is what sets us apart. We're unique in that. We have ducted fans embedded into wings, so that gives us extra lift. So in each duct, we have 2 motors for redundancy. So altogether, we have 8 for vertical and 2 pushers for a forward efficient flight. So it's very, it's very simple to use. Let's say that you're already out there and you want to fly. So 3 clicks of a button, you're going up. And the system is a semi-autonomous system. If you flew drone today, you know how it works, it's like a DJI. So it just goes up. It knows exactly its location in our three-dimensional world with multiple sensors, which are already, working pretty good for the last.
So it's very drone-like, in other words, which is cool. Is it going to be piloted like a drone? Will you use, a screen with a joystick, or how do the controls look?
Yeah, so in our case, we have one big screen that you have everything, but the controller really is just one simple joystick, very intuitive. You go forward, you go backwards, you go left, you go up with the throttle, and it's really there's nothing much you need to know. I mean, because it's a semi-autonomous system, it makes everything very simple for you, essentially. And we presented in Oshkosh and the Oshkosh Air Show last year, and the biggest reject that we got over there is like people saying, "Hey guys, I learned to fly for 20 years. Now you took all the complexities out of flight because we're not flying like a regular helicopter, not like a regular, aircraft. Essentially, it's a drone, right? Like, so we have 8 motors for redundancies as well for safety reasons.
So how many motors can you lose before it becomes a problem?
Yeah. So we design it in a way so you have 8 working motors for vertical, and if any 4 motors separate in different ducts will have an issue, the system can self-stabilize itself and will commence automatic descent. So this is the whole, it's aware of like a gyroscope. Where is it in the 3-dimensional world?
Doron, what kind of license would I need to fly that? I mean, if I buy one from you guys and, I don't know, park it at my ranch in Montana, do I have to take a course? Do I have to be a private pilot? What do I need?
So at this point, what we have is what's called LSA, Light Sport Aircraft Type Certification, which for now is for one reciprocal motor. You need at least 20 hours of course at the premises of the factory. So it's 15 hours on the vehicle and 5 hours of solo. This is what we expect, in our case as well, as these rules and regulations are being now changed by the FAA. They're aware of that. We're sitting in committees advising them, also to NASA and to the FAA as well. So it's very, very simple, very straightforward, less complex than any aircraft. So the LSA will enable you to fly up to 10,000 feet. Again, we are a good couple of hundred feet to go.
So what's going to be the biggest market segment, do you think? Is it military? Is it tourism? Is it just kind of an Uber transportation kind of thing?
So the requests that we have are for private people at this point. We were kind of amazed. There was one article on us, and just people started to basically pre-order that. So
and it's 250,000, right?
250 to 300.
Okay.
It's about So private people very interested. People have maybe a collection of cars, few cars, maybe aircraft. So it's a bunch of them. One of them, for example, is a doctor. In our case, he is one of the first one. He lives in an air park community. It's essentially a private airport. He wants to fly to work. He's
right.
with a company.
But where do you see the growth? Where do you see the business?
So business, definitely, private people, again, the production, the capacity at this point is like limited to what we can deliver. So we see that definitely personal. We are also in touch with the Air Force. They want to use these vehicles for surveillance and also reconnaissance and rescue a pilot that ejected abandoned over air Navy territory. Also we're getting from first responders, police department. It's very fast, easy to deploy. FEMA, we're just getting them all the time from all. I mean, it's hard for me to say, but the pre-orders at this point, and we also have from Canada. So the pre-orders are more personal, which has kind of amazed us. And we do what we get.
Right.
So a lot of official use cases, though, even if the pre-orders are personal. So how many do you expect to produce? Like, say, 2025, how many are you going to be rolling out of your factory?
So for 2025, we're talking about 125 units. The first to 25, my apologies, is 6 units. The next year is 125, and they'll scale up production to about 2,500 units a year. We will probably have to scale up because this technology is just so revolutionary that will take place from other market segments as well.
Just real quickly, 10, 15 seconds. Maintenance, is that a thing that's got to be a big cost and that's got to be kept up, right? Just quickly.
Maintenance is very low. I mean,
is it? Okay.
Yeah, there's
'Cause
no
it's like a
moving
drone?
part. It's the motors.
Because it's electric.
Oh, 'cause it's
No
like electric.
vibration like a motor. So the less
Okay.
vibration, the less deterioration of the parts.
Interesting, interesting. All right. Doron, thank you so much. Doron
We'll take one.
Merdinger. He's a CEO at Doroni Aerospace, joining us on Zoom from Florida. Really cool stuff. Look forward to hearing more from him.